And I appreciate you guys coming out. I know it's the end of the second quarter, but this is a season kickoff for Cowboys and Chill. We're going to do this every week out here at Echo Lounge. Thank you uh,
Kevin Smith.
to Kevin Smith and Tyrone Jackson for allowing us to come out here and bring Cowboys and Chill to Echo Lounge. I've been doing this for 3 years, talking Cowboys, having guests, and yes, this is a special night because we're starting a new season as I'm starting a new job in a new place. I was at the Fort Worth Star Telegram for 29 years, covering 27 covering the Cowboys. I was at the Fort Worth Star Telegram for 29 years, 27 covering the Cowboys. Exactly. 29 years at the Star Telegram, 27 covering the Cowboys. Longest tenured beat writer covering the team, longest, most trusted, sorry, Calvin, Cowboys insider covering the team. Um, Now I'm at a new venture. I'm at All City Dallas. I'm the Cowboys insider for All City Dallas. AllCityDLLS.com. Please like and subscribe. We do daily podcasts, and I still write about the Cowboys on www.allcitydlls.com. It's a new digital venture where I do podcasts and writing. Again, season kickoff show. I got my compadres, the black beat writers. This is the only city where you got black men covering the Cowboys like this. It's not like this in any other city.
Black men covering black men.
Certainly, black men covering black men. It's not like this in any other city. And I've been through them all, and we've certainly covered the league for a long time. I've been covering it for, I guess, 27 years. John Jock started covering the Cowboys in '94. Calvin started covering the Cowboys
'06.
in '06. And what we have in Dallas is unique and special. I've mentioned their names. I want to introduce John Jock Taylor, the Black Frenchman, Deion Sanders, personal author, president of JJT Media Group. He can serve all your communications needs, writing needs. You need a book written, John Jock is the guy. Calvin Watkins, again, covering the Cowboys for the Dallas Morning News for a long time. He's covered the NBA. He's a New York native, a Yankees guy,
Knicks guy.
a Knicks guy. They don't win no titles.
Integration.
But he's a Cowboys insider. And welcome again. Season kickoff show. Calvin Watkins. You're out there with the Cowboys every day, just like me. And again, understand that we're good friends. We've been following the Cowboys and following sports since the '90s. And I remember when Jock was on the Cowboys and I was doing high schools and before I became on the Cowboys, and we used to watch Monday Night Football together, do a lot of things together. And then we became competitors. We fight on the beat like cats and dogs, okay?
Put your dukes up.
Fierce competitors. Me and Calvin are still fierce competitors, but we still boys, okay? And so we work, we compete with each other for stories, but we can still have a drink later. And that's where it's at.
Because there's nothing better than beating your friend.
That nothing better than beating anybody. But yes,
No, your
but
friend is better because then you can talk real trash to him.
yeah,
A couple days after the fact.
a couple of days after the fact. Calvin Watkins, you've been out there with the Cowboys. Certainly, the big story is Dak Prescott and his contract. Will a contract get done with Dak Prescott before the season?
I would say no. I think they've had good conversations. They go back and forth. This is going to take a little bit longer than what I think even Dak anticipated. But I believe it will get done. But I don't think it's going to happen before Sunday when they go to Cleveland.
Well, listen, a window into the life. Calvin didn't believe it was going to get done last week. Now he believes it's going to get done.
That's not what I.
What did you say? Clear the record.
Be honest about it now. There was a time when you didn't believe a deal was going to get done.
I don't believe. I think if I was there,
Sound like he's stuttering.
Yes.
no. If
What
I was
happened
them,
was-
I would say play it out because you haven't won anything with them.
Okay,
So play it out. But I think, you asked me my opinion,
No,
what I
we
think
asked
is
you
going
what
to
you thought was
happen.
going to happen, not what you thought they should do.
Okay, well, I think what's going to happen is they will get it done at some point during the season. I don't think they'll get it done before we go to Cleveland, but it will happen at some point during the year. I, I don't know how close they are. I asked someone the other day, "Are you guys close?" He said no. So that's telling me that there's something going on. But today, after talking to Dak Prescott, he seemed to be in a much better mood today talking about his contract in comparison to last week when he was a grumpy pants.
Yes, and just so you know, we talked to different people, and certainly the people I talked to said it was close, and it kind of confirmed Dak's attitude today. Uh, you listen to Dak talk today, he definitely felt more optimistic. Last week he was mad at the Cowboys. This week he said, "I don't feel the same as I felt last week." And there's a couple of conversations he had today that let you know that he feels good about the contract. He talked about, um,
He feels good about the contract and signed the contract.
oh my God.
He didn't feel great about it. He felt good
First
about
of
it.
all,
You don't
He
feel
felt
good
he
about it.
feels good about the
the
progress that's being made.
conversations.
Well, he's been saying that all summer.
See, he wants to be feisty now. John Jock, what is your opinion on the contract?
I said all along that it behooved the Cowboys to get it done before the season started. It looks like they're trying to do that. I think it'll get done before the season started, but even if it doesn't, I think as long as it gets done very early into the season is good because at a certain point it becomes the same story. Why do I need to sign if I'm only 6 weeks from free agency or I'm only a month and a half from free agency?
What? That's just it. I think the Cowboys are playing with fire if they don't get it done early.
But see,
Because
man, see, you have also changed because you didn't really think that before. You were like, well, they could get it done in February or March as long as they get it done and offer the money. But now
no,
you kind of feel like you need to get it done so that you don't have to worry about somebody saying, hey, Dak, before you sign that, we got $100 trillion to give you.
no, I believe that whenever if that gets made whole, it doesn't matter when he gets made whole, he'll take the deal. But when you start messing with me and I got to deal with all this drama of the season, and again, that was my feelings on the way Dak acted last week when he talked about if I don't get it done before the season, it tells me how they feel about you. You make me scuffle, make me risk injury, playing out the season to get my money. When I get to March, I'm going to listen to other offers.
Well, let me ask you a question. Can I ask you a question, sir?
You're welcome to ask me a question.
Thank you. Okay, say they don't get it done, and we're going into New Orleans in the home opener, and Jerry says we'll give you $60 million in average salary. He's signing the contract.
Yes, no doubt. I said
So it depends,
when you make him whole, it doesn't matter when you make him whole.
right?
He's going to take the deal.
right.
I'm talking about if we wait till March. That's when that's
If we wait till March, he's going to be playing for Vegas or New Orleans or the
yeah.
Giants or somebody,
That's what I'm saying.
Denver or wherever.
Yeah, you make me wait and risk injury through a whole season. I don't care how the season I don't care if I take it to the Super Bowl. I'm going to feel some kind of way about you making me
Yes, exactly.
scuffle for this money. So that's what I'm saying. But listen, Dak is not letting this impact how he approaches the season. He's certainly been focused, as they say, been where his feet are. He's had a great training camp, I believe, um, and he's been a great leader. And so Dak is going to be Dak. And the good news is he has CD back, Calvin. What kind of impact can CD Lamb have in a season opener after missing the entire training camp?
Well, he's an elite receiver, and yes, you would have liked to see him from start to finish at training camp. But there's a reason why they gave him the money they gave him. He's the second highest paid receiver in the game. So I don't think it's that big of a deal. The timing is an issue, but because he's an elite receiver, Dak is an elite quarterback, they will be fine. So I'm not that worried about Dak and CD.
And keep in mind they did throw together. They did while CD was holding out.
They did a lot of
When
work together. Yes,
when
they
he
did.
when he came back to Dallas, he did work out with Dak at his house, at his field, at his house. As he said, it's nice to have a rich quarterback who can build a field in his backyard. We can throw with our receivers.
About them
I still think there'll be some growing pains in the first game. It'll probably take him a couple games before it feels like it felt last year. but I don't think it'll be a disaster. It just may not be the dominant performances we saw at the end of last year.
Listen, and to me, the good news is that it's not going to be just CD. I think that as you saw over the course of last year, uh, that grew a rapport with Brandon Cooks, and that's going to build. They didn't have a rapport to start the season. Uh, I think Jalen Tolbert is ready to take a step and be a viable option for you. And tight end Jake Ferguson had a Pro Bowl caliber season last year. He's only going to get better as a tight end. I think he's a budding star at tight end.
What does a viable step for Jalen Tolbert look like?
I think he'll be better than Michael Gallup
Well,
for sure.
well, say you get 40 catches. Are you good with that?
Okay,
As your number three
we
receiver?
talking
He
about
got 8.
we
So
talking
yeah,
about we talking about good Michael Gallup, which was 50 catches, 700 yards.
Mhm.
well, I mean, again, I think his size measurables where he was drafted, he has a higher ceiling than Michael Gallup. He has a chance to be better than what Michael Gallup was, even at his best. And the light looked like it came on in training camp. I mean, Deron Bland is not here, but he's out for 6 weeks. But Tolbert was making plays daily against Deron Bland,
Okay.
who was a consistent All-Pro type cornerback last season.
Well, he came from a smaller school, and so his transition it could take a year or so because he came from a smaller place. So the coaching is better, the atmosphere is different, the competition is clearly much different than he faced in college. So it's fair to say that it could take him a minute to adjust to the NFL based off of where he came from, which is what, South Alabama?
Clarence is right. He had a really good training camp. He has progressed. I would say the last 2 or 3 years, you're not expecting a whole lot from the number 3 receiver. You just want him to be reliable when you throw him the ball.
Right.
And when it was Michael Gallup, I don't know how reliable he was.
He was fine until he hurt his
But
knee.
Jalen Tolbert is reliable, I believe.
Yeah.
And he'll be good. And along with Jake Ferguson, who I think had a fantastic year last year, whose arrow's pointing up, I believe, the passing game was in good shape.
And they're all going to be better than Noah Brown, that Buckeye.
I can get a guy that's parking the cars out there better than Noah Brown, who just got cut the other day.
Yeah, well.
Y'all not pulling me off sides.
The Cowboys
It's not about Ohio State.
The Cowboys are starting 4 rookies this year. Starting 4 rookies against Cleveland. Can you talk about that? What does that say about the rookie class? What does that say about the team that is starting 4 rookies? That includes center Cooper Beebe, left tackle Tyler Guyton, cornerback Kalen Carson, and linebacker Maris Leofau.
It says
And Leofau is starting ahead of
it says that
DeMarvion Overshawn.
It says that they didn't spend no money in free agency, which is why they used the first and the third on linemen. That Overshawn had a disappointing training camp, which is why the rookie who plays with the hair on fire is in front of him, and that Deron Bland is hurt.
Overshawn, I don't think, had a disappointing training camp.
Then why ain't he starting?
I think Zimmer.
The Longhorn. How come he ain't starting? After all that hype?
Zimmer likes Leofau because he can play the mic, and he's a little smarter. He has a little more thump.
I don't know if he's smarter. I mean, don't do that.
Well, I'm not saying Overshawn is. Okay, we got UT here.
I'm just saying, don't do that. Don't do the smarter
All
stuff.
I know is the offseason hype was on Agent Zero.
And he's fine.
And it's still, man, let's wait till the game.
But I do believe they like pairing Leofau with Eric Kendricks and Damone Clark in comparison to Overshawn. And that's because they trust Leofau to do some things. He might be a little more cerebral than Overshawn. That's nothing wrong with that.
I don't know if it's a cerebral issue. I think it's more of a run. Just because he goes out first,
I think
not many he's gonna be out there on third down. Overshawn will be out there on third down.
Leofau plays with a little more thump.
You know what a wise man from Schulenburg once told me? What did he say? Wise man from Schulenburg once told me, if you run out with the first team, that make him a first teamer. That's what a wise man from Schulenburg once told me.
No doubt, but as we know,
it don't mean he's first teamer forever.
And just because
you're the guy who come out second, a backup.
Don't
make him a backup.
And what it also means is that it depends on the sub packages, and the game is about sub packages.
Exactly. They're all going to play.
Yeah, they're going to play. And Overshawn's going to play a lot. They're going to play a lot, certainly on third down because of what he does, going sideline to sideline and certainly get after the quarterback.
But I would say Leofau is probably better against the run than Overshawn.
But the initial,
that might be the difference.
When he show up to get his next contract, they're going to say, hey.
Well, they both got a long way to go before they show up to get the next contract. But the general theme I'm talking about is they're starting four rookies. It's not just about Overshawn. Uh, you got Kalen Carson, I think, which is going to be a bigger issue against Cleveland with Amari Cooper at cornerback. You got the route runner. You talk about the matchup with Kalen Carson against the route runner Amari Cooper if they don't travel Trayvon Diggs with Amari Cooper.
I would travel Trayvon Diggs with Amari Cooper until Jerry Judy proves to me that he can do something.
Regardless of who Carson's going to face, it's going to be a major task. Now, yes, I agree that they're going to put Trayvon Diggs with Amari Cooper because that's what you do. That's how you got to win the ball game. But it's not like Jerry Judy just came off the street and started playing in the NFL.
Kind of,
So,
sort of, he did.
but it's a big task because he's a rookie. So and rookie corners, rookie left tackles, rookie centers, that's always going to give you some gray hair.
This all Carson got to do. They coming after you. Make them pay. You going to give up some plays? Go make some plays. And it's all good.
He's a fifth round pick for a reason. I know the Cowboys liked him in training camp and what he did, but he didn't have to go against CeeDee Lamb in training camp. Um, it's a tall order. You can say go make some plays, but we've seen many cornerbacks who were first round picks who didn't make no plays. Okay, okay.
But when they're coming after you, for it to stop, you have to make some plays.
I understand that, but you're a fifth round pick for a reason. If he was capable of making them plays against Amari Cooper like receivers, you probably would have been drafted high. If that was the potential, is all I'm saying.
So Deron Black was a fifth round pick.
He showed up.
That's all I'm saying.
But it's again, he's more
rookie.
the exception than the rule.
I
You're not gonna make a living You're not gonna make a living drafting fifth round cornerbacks to think they can become Pro Bowlers.
I didn't say he had to have a bunch of interceptions. I just said make some plays to show them that I am here. That's all.
Well, he's gonna get an opportunity because they're gonna pick on him.
That's what I'm saying.
Calvin, talk about the offensive lineman, the rookie offensive lineman.
The left tackle, Tyler Guyton from Oklahoma. They drafted him for a reason. Because remember, going into the draft, there was a thought of Tyler Smith, a fantastic left guard, moving to left tackle.
Right.
But they found a true tackle in the draft. So you put the left tackle out there. And week one against Cleveland, you got Myles Garrett, you got that pass rush. We'll find out what you got. Much similar to what we talk about with the corner and Carson. The center, Tyler Beebe, the declarations, making the line checks, all those kinds of things are very important. But you have a veteran quarterback in Dak Prescott that can protect him a little bit and can overrule him in some situations. And he's got Zach Martin, the Hall of Fame right guard, helping him. So I'm more concerned about the left tackle than I am the center. But it does worry me because you got so many rookies playing. And to your point, free agency dictated a little bit of this, you know?
There's no doubt. And I think that the offensive line has a chance to be better in the long run than it was last year.
Think so?
I don't know if they'll be better in week one.
They might be better by the end of the year.
But Tyler Guyton got a mouthful.
And they really don't have a swing tackle right now. I mean,
no, we don't worry.
Richards is the quote unquote swing tackle, but and he was a fifth round pick.
We're not going to spend time talking about a swing tackle.
I'm saying if anything goes wrong, where you got to pull him, that's the back.
They don't have to pull him because there's no one there. I mean, there's no back. There's no pulling him.
Smith is the backup tackle.
But
we'll go find somebody to plug in the guard.
But Cooper Beebe, I think, has a chance to. I think he was a steal of the draft at center, and offensive lineman of the year in NCAA last year, Kansas State, two-time offensive lineman of the year. Put him at center. He's the biggest, nastiest center the Cowboys have had since Andre Gerard. And that's not taking anything away from Travis Frederick, who's the best center the Cowboys have had in a long time. But size, ferociousness, nastiness, they call him dirt. He will be better than Tyler Biadasz at center. And that will and the thing about it, we talk so much about the running backs. We're going to talk about the running backs in a second. But with Cooper Beebe, with those two guards who are all pro caliber guards, they will be able to push up the middle. They will get more push up the middle than you did last year in the running game.
That's what they need. A lot of people talk about the running game last year and they criticize the running backs, but it's the offensive line. You need that line to give you a push.
Right.
You also talk about the goal line. You talk about the running backs, but you need some linemen to give you a push to get in the end zone. So yes, Cooper Beebe, a physical presence. Mike McCarthy said today he's a very steady presence. I like that. Guyton's a big kid, explosive with the hands, good footwork. So I agree with both of you. Over the course of a 17-week season, the offensive line should get better.
Uh, Ezekiel Elliott in the running game. Let's talk about that for a second. Obviously, Jock is a Buckeye.
OH.
We're not gonna say IO.
I know.
But
Good luck with that.
what do you expect from the running game this year? And by all accounts, the people all measurable, the Cowboys have the worst running back room in the league.
Pretty much.
The worst running back room in the league. Zeke Elliott is RB1.
Yeah, I don't think anybody saw that coming. But I don't know, man. I think first off, Mike McCarthy don't want to run the ball as a way to move the ball. He wants to run it to close out games and run it situationally. So they're not built around the running game; they're built around the quarterback. Ultimately, with the running game, number one, you can't get caught up in numbers because none of them are going to put up big numbers. It's all about can they run it when they need to run it and when they have to run it. That's what it's all about. It don't matter who's carrying it. Don't matter the yards. It's can they close out games running the ball? Can they convert in the red zone running the ball and on short yards? And however they do that is however they do it. But this ain't a stat year. Don't take none of them in fantasy football.
The secret to the running game is Rico Dow. I think by the time the season ends, he's going to have more carries and yards than Zeke Elliott. And there's a reason why they got Dalvin Cook in here because of Zeke Elliott. And yes, the Cowboys have said the last 5 games of the season last year in New England kind of was like a genesis of, okay, Zeke can contribute a little bit to us. But if Zeke struggles, Dalvin Cook, you're stepping on the big stage. But to me, the key is Rico Dow. He's healthy. He was healthy last year. I think he missed one game.
He's always hurt.
But last year only missed one game, so he's fine. He's the key to that running game. And yes, they're not going to run the ball 35 times a game. That's not what they do. That's not what Mike McCarthy does anyway. But give me 15, 20 runs in a game, you're fine. You give me 3.5, 4 yards to carry, we're good. If you got to close the game out and you got Zeke, Dalvin Cook, you should be good. But I don't know how many times they'll be in that situation where they got to close the game out.
Defensively, we talked about the cornerbacks. The key against Cleveland has been able to stop the run. Can the Cowboys stop the run? That was certainly Achilles heel for that defense last year. New defense coordinator Mike Zimmer. What have they done to stop the run, Calvin?
We'll find out week 1 against Cleveland.
What have you seen in training camp? We need insight from you. That's why you're here.
However, Mozzie Smith, who was a first-round pick last year, who had a bad of a rookie year that I've ever seen from a first-round pick, got better. He made that jump in training camp. He got bigger. He was more physical in the line, especially when they had the pads on. He's going to be a benefit to them. Also, Digazoo is in a contract year. I think he will have a really good season. And the 2 veterans they signed, and Phillips and Joseph. Now, I don't know how much they got left in the tank, but and Mike Zimmer does not have a heavy rotation in comparison to what Dan Quinn had, but it's going to be a lot of Mozzie, a lot of Osa, and then, hey, for 10 snaps, then Joseph, you come in. For 10, 12 snaps, Jordan Phillips, you come in. And we'll see. But the other key is those linebackers. They got to make plays in the run game. That was something we did not see last year, and this is where Eric Kendricks comes in because he knows Mike Zimmer's defense playing for him in Minnesota.
I think that's the key because if you can't stop the run in the NFL, you can't do anything. And it's funny because it ain't even about running the ball no more. It's situational football, but when you can't stop the run and teams can do whatever they want to, you got problems. So we'll see if the fat guys in the middle can slow them down. I think they can be a lot better. Zimmer's mentality is to stop the run. That's what he preaches. And so I think that'll help along with the scheme things he does.
Well, we're getting ready to start it this season. I need your season prediction, Calvin. What are you predicting for the Cowboys this year?
I got them winning 10 games and getting a wild card.
Will they win a playoff game?
No, they will not.
They will not win
One
a
and
play.
done.
They're
They'll be
one and
done.
done. So Mike McCarthy's gone.
He'll be working here at Echo.
Yeah, Mike McCarthy working at Echo Lounge. That's.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell him you said that. John Jock Taylor.
Places need bartenders.
He's a bar. He worked at a bar growing up.
I've been vacillating for the last couple of weeks. And I really just think they look like for most of the offseason, I thought they were 8-9 team. I've given them one dub. I got them 9-8, missing the playoffs.
Woo!
9-8,
Wow.
missing the playoffs. Wow.
Wow, so negative. Woo!
Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith. Come here, man. I need to talk to you for a second.
Yes, sir.
Can you sit down for a second with us? Is his mic on?
Okay, I'm on.
Speaking.
Yes, sir.
All right. Everybody, this is Kevin Smith, 3-time Super Bowl champion, Cowboys cornerback, one of my favorite Texas Aggies. My favorite Texas Aggie.
Nobody in this building knew that.
Nobody knew what?
None of the cooks, none of the bartenders
They didn't know what?
that I played football.
None of the cooks and bartenders.
No, people don't know that.
Miss Waitress right there. I'll ask you a question. Did you know Kevin Smith played with the Cowboys? He
No,
played with 3-time Super Bowl champion.
no, Kiki. Before you met me, did you know?
He knew.
Well, her mom was a diehard Cowboy fan.
Okay,
Okay.
now my mom's a Cowboys fan.
Her mom's a
Listen.
diehard Cowboy fan.
Listen,
Come on, get your Jerry Curl.
that's Tyrone Jackson who's stuck in Kevin Smith here. They work together certainly here in Echo, and they made this place open for us. Kevin Smith, 3-time Super Bowl champions. The Cowboys have now won since 1996. As a former Cowboy player alumni, do they have a chance this year? Is this the year? Do y'all even believe in your own team?
This is not the year. It's not the team on paper. They've had the teams on paper before. They have great guys. CeeDee Lamb, Diggs is coming off his injury, Parsons, but I don't know. I mean, it just depends on the first 4 or 5 games is going to be tough. I mean, they got a tough schedule the whole year. Baltimore, San Francisco, they play Philly twice. I mean, because the division. But at the end of the day, they have to put 4, 5, 6, 7 games in a row winning, and they got to win. So the point is, they can do all that, but they still got to win a playoff game, and that's what the problem is. They hadn't done that.
How frustrating as a former player to see this franchise that was a dynasty when you showed up. What year you show up?
1992,
1992. What happened in 92?
we won.
Won the Super Bowl.
Yes,
As a
So
rookie.
you won as a rookie.
rookie 92, 93, 94. We lost the championship game. 95, we won.
So
So-
3 of your first 4 years, you won titles. All you do was ring.
We just expected to win Super Bowls, right?
How frustrating is it
It's not,
to see what has happened?
it's not frustrating from my playing just from a former player, but the fans. It's a different fan out there right now.
Yes, it's different fans.
It's a totally different fan, and they're not worried about what happened in 1996. They are younger right now. Jerry Jones has attracted, but the crowd that goes to the stadium right now that makes the Cowboys the $5 billion team is not the original Cowboy fan. Can you agree with that, Calvin?
Yeah.
Because when you talk to those players, when I grew up my dad was a Cowboy fan. I grew up, I knew Bob Hayes. I knew Bob Lilly.
Yeah.
I knew what's the cornerback, 22. God, I can't remember.
You knew him though, huh?
Mel Renfro.
Mel
Mel
Renfro.
I knew him.
Yeah.
But I didn't know him, but I knew the name.
Right.
But if you ask, I saw a clip with the Cowboys the other day, and they were asking, "Y'all know Tony Romo?" And a few of the Cowboys didn't know Tony Romo.
Cowboy players?
Players.
Man, stop it.
Yes, it was. It's on TikTok.
Stop
It's a
it.
different
Would you
era,
say
man.
there's a generation of fans who are like, I'm not rooting for the Cowboys because what have they ever done?
There's a lot of generation of fans that doesn't root for the Cowboys, or they look for the
Okay,
Cowboys.
let me stop y'all right there. Let me stop you right there.
They root
They're still the most popular team in all of sports.
right.
They still make. There's a lot of fans that still root for the Cowboys. Don't say they're fans who don't root for the Cowboys because they haven't won, because they show up. They show out. Fans, there's no
Is
question.
there an
There-
older fan base or a younger
it
fan?
doesn't matter. It's a fan base. You said people don't root for the Cowboys that won.
That's not what I said.
Yeah,
I said, is there a generational? Is there a
It- it-
generation of fans that are
I
not
believe
Cowboy fans?
I agree
That's
with
what I
Kevin.
said. There's a difference.
doesn't
Like-
matter
like-
if it's a generation
It's
that's
like
not with their.
baseball. It's like baseball is an older generation of fans, right?
There's a
Doesn't
young.
mean they don't have
There's
fans.
a young.
They
gen-
have fans.
There's a young generation of Cowboy fan. But what my point
Yes,
is,
they are.
that it doesn't matter if there's a people who don't root for them. There's a whole lot of goddamn people who still root for them.
No, it's a lot of people.
Well,
that
such a-
buy
I'm just being honest.
and the merchandise.
We're not saying no
But-
one's rooting for them.
But it's not no one root for them like nobody's business. They're still not the largest fan base. Period.
Okay, it's an
Let's,
older,
let's deny that.
I would say it's an older fan base.
Older, younger, they show up, they spend money, they sell out the stadium. Does it matter if they older or younger?
I hear from a lot of fans that keep talking about back in the day when Tom Landry was the
This-
coach. Back in the day when the
I hear Yankee fans talking about back in the day. I hear Laker fans talking about back in the day.
But the Lakers,
I heard Celtics fans talking about back in the day before they won this year.
Maybe they have an older fan
hey,
base.
but shoot,
But when you haven't won, you have to talk about back in the
the
day.
Lakers and the Yankees have won World Series and championships
Yeah.
in the last 30 years.
No, I agree, but my point is, when you haven't won, what else you got to talk about is back in the day.
Yeah.
That's an older fan base.
No, that's a reality fan, but you ain't got nothing else to talk about.
The real
I have
fans,
two kids who don't root for the Cowboys.
You got two
Does your
kids.
son root for the Cowboys, John?
Nope.
You got
We have three kids, boys, males, who are in their early 20s that don't root for the Cowboys.
That's because you
And
done
they
raised.
grew up here.
That's because you raised them as Steeler fans. Let's be honest.
No, they don't like to steal them.
and Cal, I went back to my childhood team. I'm a Steeler fan.
Man, you're not. Stop.
Yes, I am.
You're not. Hey, Calvin, let's tell
I'm a
the truth.
Steeler fan.
Your kids also say the Knicks ain't won since integration. Okay.
We're talking about football, basketball.
That's it.
Is this
Right there,
Children and friends in the NBA.
He's a Knicks fan. His son told him Knicks ain't won since integration. They ain't won since integration.
Ain't nothing wrong with things.
Oh, but
They haven't won since integration.
they ain't want to
That's you and John Steele.
73. We were free.
That's
We were
my
free.
brother.
We were free in 70.
That's what his kids say. I'm just saying, since you want to talk about what the kids say, I'm just saying that's what your kids say. But again, yeah, they need to win. They haven't won, but they still have a rabid fan base.
But they have a fan base too. But at the end of the day, they haven't got over the hump.
No,
When they get over the hump, so the deal is, are they gonna pay Dak $50 million? Is
55.
he 55?
I mean,
57.
okay, time out. Let me bring this home.
No,
Let me
hold on.
bring this home right quick. Let me say this right quick before you go there.
Okay.
Texas A&M ain't won since 1939. Y'all still pay everybody.
I'm not worried about that.
It's coming. Where you going?
Let me say this, Shoe.
They ain't won since 1939.
No.
They still pay coaches like nobody's business.
No, let me say this,
You
Shoe.
wagging your finger now.
No, I'll take that. And we didn't done. We didn't do. We ain't done nothing. I told both of y'all when Dak got that first contract, we had a we was at 413. I
Yes.
said Dak gonna be under the radar, and if he don't win it, they're gonna get rid of his team. 3 years, about 2 or 3 years ago, he got it. Dak got it. Dak does not have it. Dak cannot be Mahomes if he does not win a Super Bowl. He got to go. I'm not paying him $55 million to do what he
Why?
Who you gonna pay?
Why?
I'll start over.
Why?
Well, he not getting it done.
No, he don't. The team ain't getting it done. This ain't Roma.
He's not getting
The team ain't getting it
it
done.
done. Mahomes gets it done.
Mahomes got it done because what's that defensive tackle name? Who's in that quarterback face?
Because you can pay, you can find
Who was that? Who was that quarterback name that shut down Debo Samuel? Mahomes. As much he want, Mahomes had help. He had defensive players that showed up in big moments.
okay.
Okay,
That
okay. Chris, that defensive tackle,
Chris Jones,
Chris Jones, is one of the best defensive tackles in the league.
got Michael Parsons.
What did he do in the playoffs?
Who?
Michael Parsons.
I don't know.
He has one.
You got
He has
D-Law.
one. He has 1 sack in the playoffs.
You got D-Law.
How many? How many? How many? What they do against Green Bay?
Huh?
What they do against Green Bay?
Who? Let's back this up. Who threw all them interceptions against Green Bay this week, that last year?
Dak threw 2. He also threw for 400 yards and had
Because they were behind. And he had to throw the ball.
and you know Green Bay scored on their first 7 possessions. You didn't stop a nosebleed on defense.
Well, that's okay.
What's not okay? You still have to stop somebody on defense.
You can't give up 14, 20 points on offense.
They gave up 7.
14.
They gave up 7.
Position.
The defense let the quarterback have a perfect quarterback rating in his first start.
It was a team loss. Didn't none of them be a drop.
The run defense let a dude run for 150 yards and 3 touchdowns. They didn't stop a nosebleed.
Is this Texas
I agree.
Stadium talks?
We're talking about Green Bay Cowboy playoff game.
They didn't stop a nosebleed. They all were bad, and it wasn't just the quarterback.
It wasn't just quarterback.
And so when you look at these other teams that have won, let's be honest about this, they have help. It is not, listen, Patrick Mahomes is a magician, but Chris Jones and that secondary to shut down Debo Samuel's receivers was just as important to that win in that Super Bowl against San Francisco as Patrick Mahomes.
Name me the 2 cornerbacks in Kansas City.
I can't name them because I don't watch them like
Name me
that.
the 2 safeties Kansas City.
Listen, one of them just went to,
No, name them.
name them. Don't do that.
None of them.
No, that's not the point.
That's a point.
No, it's not. I can name Chris Jones.
Chris Jones is the only one guy.
No, they have more than that. I can't name them because I don't watch them. I don't name them.
Compare the defense. Compare. You got Bland. You had D-Law. You had Mozzie. You had all these guys.
They were not better than Kansas City defense last year.
Mozzie. Let me see. First round draft pick.
But he didn't pick a draw.
Okay. Name me 3 players, defensive players on the Kansas City Chiefs.
I'm gonna let me Google them right quick.
Didn't they get rid of a corner?
Yes, the corner went to Tennessee.
Yeah.
Chiefs.
Listen, listen, I'm not gonna do this. I'm not gonna play this game with you.
Yeah.
We know the Cowboys because we're here.
Chris Jones and
Did you say Buck Buchanan?
Yeah, he's had 3.
Charvarius Ward they in San Francisco.
No, that's the one that left.
No, he went several years ago.
He been gone.
He's been gone.
We got rid of him.
Okay, but so that's Dak's fault?
Did y'all know we had him? Right.
Yes, we know he had. We know when they traded him. He was like the 4th corner, 5th corner.
But
No one knew he was that good.
But check this out, though. Right now, you're playing in the Pat Mahomes era, and it's hard to beat him.
Right.
It
No, it's like the Jordan era. Nobody might not eat.
Nobody beat Michael Jordan.
What?
Now, how many people beat when Tom Brady was running things? How many people beat Tom Brady? Eli Manning beat him twice, and who else?
Nobody.
Right. This is what's happening. Your boy in Buffalo, Josh Allen's getting heat. He can't beat him neither. Lamar Jackson's 1-3 against Pat Mahomes in his career. This is what it is. You know, yeah, it's easy to blame Dak and all that.
I'm not blaming him.
But
Okay, Trent McDuffie. Trent McDuffie is an all-pro cornerback. Okay,
2nd round pick.
Nick Bolton. Yes, because I couldn't think of his name. It's
Jones, a linebacker.
Trent McDuffie is really good. Nick Bolton is from Dallas. Had a return touchdown to Super Bowl against the Eagles.
Okay.
They're great players. I mean, don't do this. Justin Reed is safety.
They okay.
We'll play golf tomorrow.
Listen, I'm just telling you, regardless of who it is, who the name is, they all have to show up.
Okay.
In addition to Pat Mahomes, in addition to Kelsey, their defensive players showed up. And I'm telling you, I go back to 2 years ago, and I love Diggs. That game in San Francisco when everybody mad at Zeke and Dak threw the 2 interceptions. Diggs had an interception in the right hand. He didn't catch the ball.
It was in the second half, I think, right?
It was at the end of the first half. He had a chance to tackle the tight end. He didn't. He turned down the tackle. He had a chance to intercept the ball. He did not do that.
I get that. What I'm saying is, shoot. Okay, how much we gonna pay Dak?
You're gonna pay him what the cost is.
What is it gonna cost?
$60 million.
Okay.
Okay, let me say this one quick. Let me stop this one. If Dak is not on the team next year, he has a $40 million cap hit. Okay,
right.
If you have no quarterback signed, and you probably have to sign 3 quarterbacks at a cost of $15 to $20 million. That's $60 million. And you're gonna be paying $60 million at the quarterback position anyway, with a lesser quarterback, who is not going to maximize your investment in CD Lamb, which you gave all his money to, and not going to maximize your investment in Michael Parsons.
Let me
Who you
ask you
finna pay?
is Dak deal guaranteed next year? It's an option.
No, he's a free agent.
So you don't. If he moves, you don't have to owe him that.
No. See, yes, he has dead money on his cap.
Right.
The same way Zeke has dead money on
He
his
has
cap this
dead.
year.
There's
Right.
money you have to pay against the cap for Dak Prescott, even if he's not here.
Because they put
Yes. So he's going to count $40 million against the cap if he's not here.
regardless if he leave or not.
Yes.
If he leaves, he's going to count $40 million.
Right.
He has to sign 3 quarterbacks, and I'm
So
telling you,
that's
you're going to be paying.
That's his leverage.
You're going to be paying damn near $60 million for a quarterback,
That's his
whether
leverage.
he's here or not.
That's his leverage.
So why would you not pay Dak the $60 million and try to get better around him rather than pay Dak the $60 million and be decidedly worse?
I don't think you're going to be paying $60 million.
65. It's going to be close.
Because you're going to get a rookie quarterback.
You're not. You're going to have to get a veteran. It's going to be 10. It's going to be around 55 to 60
You're
million.
going to resign Cooper Rush.
at least 10 million.
Okay, that's 10. You got
And
Cooper,
10 plus 40 is what?
They got Cooper.
10 plus 40 is
Wait
what?
a minute. So Rush is making $10 million.
No,
If he's
no,
your
no.
starter, you ain't gonna sign him
Plus
for
40.
$3 million.
He's saying you got the $40 million dead money
Right.
for Dak. Cooper's going to get 10. That's 50.
Right.
And then you're going to get some other scrubs.
Back
to get
up,
number-
maybe
or
three.
a rookie.
Eh,
Rookie, whatever the
You gotta get
spot
2.
is.
You gotta
We
get
don't know
2.
who the coach would be.
You got to get 2. So it's gonna be 5 to 10 million. I'm just telling you, it's gonna be the same money.
But check it out.
Say public. See what
I
you
want Dak
you're
here.
mad about
But you
the
haven't
money.
won anything with Dak.
Yes, you are.
I think you are.
Why are you worried about whether it's 60 or 55? So if he gets 55, is that okay? If it's 50, is that okay? What's the difference between 55 and 60?
I'm mad about the result.
I understand that, but you said he should get 60. What should he get?
No,
What would you comfortable with he
if
get?
Dak go get 60 somewhere else.
What would you be comfortable with him getting
Mark
here?
Davis would get 60. Mark Davis would give him 60.
What would you be comfortable with him getting here?
If he don't make it work this year, he's 32 years old. Find you another option.
Not 32.
He's 31.
Not
How old is Dak?
31.
He's 31 years old. He'll be 32 next year.
You think that's old for a quarterback?
Find you another option. Okay? Find you.
That's not what I asked you though. What are you comfortable paying him?
I don't want to pay him no more.
Okay, then don't say he ain't worth 60. So you ain't worth 50.
I love
So you ain't worth 40.
I love that.
Right?
Why he got his money right quick? They didn't pay. What's the hold up? If they want to, what's the hold?
The same reason hold up with CD, or we knew
No,
what
that
it
wasn't no
was.
hold up. He young guy. They gonna pay him. They gonna pay him.
There was a hold up. He missed all the training camp.
They gonna pay. It's on training camp.
But to say there was no hold up is wrong.
It's on training camp.
Now, Emmett missed 2 games too.
A young senior now. You got a 31-year-old quarterback. He the face of your team. I get that. He's the brand of your team. He helps sell jerseys and everything else. But eventually, if he can't get you to the pinnacle, you can't pay him $60 million.
So what can you pay him?
Get his ass out of here.
I don't know, man. Puff is off the rails, man. Puff is off the rails.
Can't get to the pinnacle, get him out.
You sound like a lot of Cowboy fans.
Terrible throw by Lamar Jackson.
Every young team was Simpson to Brock Purdy. Teams are right. Jalen Hurts.
You think Jalen Hurts is better than Dak Prescott?
No, he's not.
Okay, but
I think
okay,
he is.
no, he's not. But check this out.
I think Deshaun Watson is
you-
better than Dak Prescott.
Stop it. Listen to me.
When Deshaun Watson was in Houston,
When-
there was no doubt he was better than Dak Prescott.
Is he in Houston now? Have
And
you
that-
watched him play the last 2 years?
He was hurt last year. He missed a year because he was suspended because of, you know what? We'll find out Sunday who's
Kevin
the better
Smith.
quarterback.
You just said Jalen Hurts was not better than Dak Prescott.
I don't think he is.
Okay,
Hurts been
so
to
let
Super
me
Bowl.
let me finish. He's not better than
Super
Dak
bad
Prescott, but
for
yet he's been to the Super Bowl. So that just tells you it's not about how good you are to get you to the Super Bowl. Brock Purdy is not better than Dak Prescott. Don't tell me he is.
But they get to the Super Bowl.
He has a defense around him. He has a running game around him. He has a coaching staff that knows how to manage his roster. You don't think that what's around Brock Purdy has allowed him to get to the Super Bowl?
Well,
He's not asked to win games.
But
He's not asked to throw the ball 40
but
times.
because you got Brock Purdy, you can go get him McCaffrey. You can go get Williams. You can go get other people because he's not making that
Give me
much.
brainwash. Stop it. Stop it.
Pup. I'm ask you something. I'm ask you something right quick.
Brock Purdy got better talent.
And let me ask you this. When Dak was a rookie quarterback, let me
That's
finish.
should one.
But okay, when he was a rookie quarterback, tell me who they wouldn't pay for.
They didn't really go out to no free agents.
Exactly.
That's their
So exactly. So my point is this: they're not gonna go get nobody. So you said
So right now I'm saying this, shoot.
they're not gonna go get nobody.
How much? What percent of the salary cap does that count against the salary cap?
Well, you've been listening to Jerry Jones too much with the percentage of the salary cap.
Tell me what it is.
21%.
Okay, so now you got to get the rest of the players. Okay, DeMarcus Lawrence. You got
Marcus
Michael,
Lawrence is gone.
Now, boss,
but he's
get your
eating,
boy, man.
he eating up some of the salary cap.
Marcus Lawrence is gone. This is last year.
Zeke,
Zach Martin, this is last year.
Zeke,
Zeke is gone.
but it's
It's gone now.
So they're gonna have a lot of money next year.
No way. Let me get it right here, man.
This is all about. Listen,
This, man.
now,
Let me get
boss
on this.
is
Come on now.
is a Cowboys entrepreneur.
Yeah.
He's a Cowboy fan turned
Come on.
Cowboy podcaster turned digital guy turned content creator. He's here. He's helping make this show go tonight.
Yeah.
He's a true Cowboy fan.
Yeah,
So I'm hearing that you don't want to pay Rain Dakota Prescott. Is that the case? Is that the situation? Is that the scenario, ladies and gentlemen? Come on with it.
no, I'm not saying don't pay him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
I'm-
you did.
If he can get to the Super Bowl, this year, he can get his money.
Wait a minute.
He need to get paid before he get the Super Bowl.
What's is held to that standard, though?
Everybody.
No, they're not.
The guy in
No.
Baltimore was held to that standard.
Oh, you talking about?
He had to get paid to get to he had to get Super Bowl before he got paid. No, he was not.
No,
You think
no,
That's the
but he
standard
got
he's talking
paid.
about.
But Dak's already been paid once, okay?
Later.
And people were upset because he got paid the first time. I'm not against Dak getting paid,
What you
but but he's already been paid. He's trying to get a second contract to go with the market. That's what we're talking about here.
So by that standard, Justin Herbert is justified of getting paid $250 million.
That's the market.
Okay.
What
I'm
about
not against Dak getting paid?
Trevor Lawrence is justified for getting $250 million.
They're
Jalen Hurts.
in smaller
The market,
markets.
they
it doesn't
have
matter
to
what
pay. They have to pay.
what about the Jacksonville quarterback?
They in smaller markets. They
The
need
Cowboys
to
got to pay Dak.
I always
That's
say
not the issue.
They are in
Dak
smaller
needs to get
markets.
you
paid.
need to get paid.
He needs to
But
get paid.
all I want to know
But they
is
are in
this right
smaller markets. They need that.
here. They need
San
that.
Diego and Jacksonville, smaller markets.
So they're a smaller market, but they don't make as much money. So therefore, how can they afford to do it?
They get $200+
Because they-
million
because they
from the
spend the
TV
money.
contract.
Because
They
spend
got
the
money.
They
Everybody
spend the
get-
money. You
The Cowboys are one of
Everybody
the Cowboys
get
are one
same
of
pot.
the lowest
Everybody get
teams
the same-
in cash paid
everybody
the
get the same
contracts,
pot.
and they're the most valuable
No.
team. So,
They
let-
spend the
so
money. Shoot, come on.
stop that. You know that. Come on.
Listen,
Stop it.
Everybody
The
get
Cowboys
the
are the
same
most
pot.
valuable team in the league, and they spend the
listen,
less
Yeah.
money
listen.
on in cash
Come on
on
with
their
it.
players.
Listen, we're not
Let's be
listen.
honest.
This
Other than
this is the epitome of the Cowboy fan base right now.
Right here.
Because there are people that don't respect what Dak has done.
No, I respect
No,
that.
you don't.
No,
You
no.
don't. You don't.
Shoot.
You don't.
Dak is from Orange, Texas. Dak family is from Orange.
I understand that.
You
You
got-
said
I know
man
it's
don't
all
need to get paid.
Let me ask you this.
And he can get paid.
He get paid.
Somewhere else. Exactly.
Hey,
He won't get paid.
how many Super Bowl rings you got, right? How many?
Three.
Got 3 Super Bowl rings.
Right.
Did Troy Aikman do it by himself?
No, he did not.
Okay. To this day, Emmitt Smith still got the record of 19 touchdowns.
Yes.
What I'm saying is with Dak Prescott, have you ever had an Emmitt Smith?
He had Ezekiel Elliott.
He had Jason Garrett. Did he have Jason Garrett?
Oh, you're talking
coaching
about the head
team?
coach. I get that.
You
Yeah.
get that.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is Zeke, shout out to Zeke. We wasted most of his glory days with Jason Garrett.
So I agree with you.
You agree with me? Okay, you
Yeah.
agree. Okay,
So-
good. We're on that plane. Yeah.
If the first 6
So
or
what's
7
the issue now?
All right.
that's the point.
No feedback.
Okay, on
There's
paper,
no Zeke or Emmitt Smith now.
We like that.
on paper, right now,
The Zeke and all.
the Cowboys are not better than they've never. They're not as good on paper than they've ever been in the last 6, 7.
We have overrated the talent for a long time.
The Cowboys got 5 Super Bowl rings, right? If Roger Staubach had the doomsday defense and he had TD, that's how we was able to win. Defense and running
It took
game.
Roger a while to win a
It
championship
took
because
him a
he got
while.
He
Yeah.
got criticized. If you
Come on,
want to go deep, Don Meredith got he retired because the pressure was on him to win a championship, and he didn't do it.
Right.
They ran him out of town.
Right.
And,
So
Let
let
him
him
up out
sort
of
it
there.
out.
and
Come on
then
with it.
and Danny White took over,
Right.
and they ran his ass out of town.
Right.
'Cause
Danny White
same team.
and Danny White won with the
He went to
with
the
the three NFC championship game, and he don't get no respect.
No respect.
But can Dak even get to the championship?
So should we give Danny White 50?
Yes. In today's market, well, that's because
Look at Danny White like he didn't.
people are stupid.
I'm not giving Danny White
That's
55
because people are stupid.
He's an almost quarterback.
No, he ran into Joe Montana. He ran into Joe Montana.
That I
He ran into Joe freaking Montana.
got to win.
He ran into Joe Montana.
No. Everybody runs. I ran into Joe Montana.
Y'all ran into old Joe. Y'all ran into old Joe. Y'all bitch Joe. Y'all made some bitch Joe. Y'all made a bitch Joe. It does matter. Okay, so Dak retired Tom Brady. You get credit for that? I wasn't the old Tom Brady.
This was the old Tom Brady.
It was the old Tom Brady. It was the old Tom Montana. Tom Brady won a Dak don't get no credit for embarrassing Tom Brady.
A 38-year-old Tom Brady won a Super Bowl.
Can you beat Tom Brady in a championship game?
Yeah, it get a chance to.
Beat him in the wild card or division round. I mean,
It does mean it's a playoff win.
no. The standard is the standard.
Listen,
What is your
again,
standard?
this is
Winning a playoff game or winning a championship? Are you lowering the standard? Let me know.
this is
Who did Josh Allen beat in the playoffs? Who did Josh Allen beat in the playoffs? What's the name of the quarterbacks he beat?
He ain't beat the goat.
Thompson.
Huh?
He beat Skylar Thompson and some other guy that not even Tyler or whatever.
that's what
He's under the same scrutiny as Dak. Under the same
Oh
scrutiny.
no, but they love.
no.
Josh Allen was getting heat for leading the NFL in turnovers 2 years ago.
They still love.
No,
Josh
he
Allen.
don't get the
We're
same heat.
just in
He
this
don't
market.
get, he don't get the same heat. But check this out. This is an example of the Cowboys fan base right now. They're
We
split
are split.
on the quarterback. You're split, on the team. You're frustrated
Right.
over the lack of success.
Exactly.
And that's how we're starting the season against Cleveland on Sunday. This has gone off the rails.
In the
I
dog
need-
pound.
in the dog pound. I need your prediction. We've been on there too long because we can fight all day.
Listen, I think we could pull it out.
Okay.
Deshaun Watson supposedly is hurt. His shoulder's hurt.
Ready?
I got
Yeah,
reports.
Missed some time in camp. Hurt his shoulder. Yeah.
But if Myles Garrett is not contained, if we give up a score, a sack fumble, or anything like that, then it's going to be a field goal game. It's going to go down to a field goal. And I think we can win it 23-20. But
Cleveland, you picking Cleveland 23-20?
no, Cowboys.
Sorry.
Come on, let's go. All right. So with that being said, I think if we can do these two things, this is my wish list. Can we run the ball and can we stop the run? If we can do those two things that open up play action for Dak Prescott, I think he is a play action quarterback.
Yeah.
I want him anywhere between 25 to maybe 28 throws this game.
A game.
A game.
Yeah.
That's where his max efficiency.
He throws 40 times, we ain't winning.
I don't want that. But all I can say is
CD need his targets.
CD. Hey, if CD can get
This is a passing team.
if he can get 7 to 8,
That's how CD got his money.
Mike McCarthy is a passing quarterback.
Early in the year, CD Preston complained about not getting the targets, and they had a meeting, and then it turned around. So
but
let's be real now.
This particular team, I know he like DBs. We got Denzel Ward. You got Emerson.
They got good DB. They got good secondary.
Warren Thornhill out there, and then you got Grant Delpit.
Yeah, they got the boy LSU.
Cleveland's got a very good defense.
Yeah, they gonna bring the defense. So what
And they're very good at home.
Hey, Shu, I think that's Rock Nancy's son.
we got to run this ball.
Undefeated at home.
That's his good friend's son. Stop it.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, okay. Don't be shooting favors, but I got scored 20.